everybody from me, Anita Modesto and Anka Zapart.
Hello.
We're here today to ask. I'm here today to ask Anka some questions that she might answer. You're in charge of the whole BKC conference this year.
I'm helping, okay? Since I have presented at a few conferences and taken part, or a little bit at least helped organize some other events as well. So I think maybe I know a little bit that I can there is something that I can share. That can be useful, hopefully.
Right. So could you please tell us a little bit about the people behind the conference? We know BKC-IH,
Yes.
but we don't know the people.
Well, there is the technological part of it that I have no idea. There are some amazing people who are going to help us with this part of the conference. On the part of BKC, it's us. It's the teacher training department and the Cambridge department. We're working together, and our DOSes, Edward, Advance, and myself, and everybody else is also helping and suggesting and giving ideas, and we're trying to put it together basically to get something good out of it.
Right, I see. So, and when did you start? When you did realize, okay, we're doing this conference, because you usually do it in February.
Yes.
Right? This time is the end of April. So when did you realize we're not canceling it this year, but we're just doing it later, and we're doing it in this weird, it's weird, hybrid way?
It's new, yes, it's weird. I think maybe in December, I remember, there was, I think around Christmas time or before Christmas, there was the first conversation and it might happen. And yes, normally the last 2 years it took place in February. I think just before, Facebook started to send reminders lockdown started last year, and before that it sent the conference reminder. It was one of the last things that we still did as free people or happy people or carefree people. So it was in February, and then almost right after that everything else happened.
Yeah, I remember because obviously I was there last
year.
And I was kind of slightly worried already, because it was before the restrictions and mask upping time, but it was already kind of in the air. Yeah, but it all went fine, I think. Right. The conference was great. So last year was amazing. And so how does it feel this year to organize a conference after this unusual time? After some maybe changes in the way you work as a company, you work as a teacher, right?
I think it's good to be organizing it, because it means that we're going to be able to meet and be in the same place. With all the restrictions and all the precautions and everything. But we are going to be able to be there, and there'll be some offline sessions as well. So that's exciting. So people will have a chance to interact with each other, because I think I've participated in many conferences online, and they were great, really. And it's fantastic that we can be, in one place, and the speaker can be in some other countries at their home, etc., and they can still be a part of our conference. So that's great. But I think many people missed this interaction, all those presumably silly talks in between sessions, just bumping into people that you would otherwise not meet, and just sharing ideas or interacting during the session as well with the presenter and with each other. So I'm really glad that we are going to be able to at least have it, at least partially. This.
So I remember one of your speakers, and my friend Elena Sarnavska, she posted something on her Instagram. Yes, I'm going to speak at an offline event. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Right, but still, it's gonna be offline for those of us who are in Moscow, can come to Moscow for these days. But tell me, because I don't work with kids, I don't work at school, and I heard about hybrid education, but I don't really know how it works. Could you please tell me?
The first time you do it, and I would like to say first about teaching, the first time you do it, it's like, oh God, this is the worst ever, because online fantastic, and then offline is fantastic, of course, and then when you have to do it. So a lot depends on technology, of course, but also getting used to how you manage people in the room and people online. It's all doable, and the more you do it, obviously, like with everything else, the better you get. So we decided to apply this format and to our conference. So in every strand, there are basically the plenary will be done online because the speaker's at home in a faraway country, Steve. And then in
And
every
everybody
strand,
will be watching it from, sorry to
yes,
interrupt.
yes.
From one room, different
Yes,
room.
there is. We're going to be at the same place where we were last year. So there's this beautiful, beautiful, huge room for the plenary. So we will be able to participate in the plenary there with the speaker somewhere else. I don't even know where he lives, but okay. And then in every strand there are 4 workshops, seminars, or webinars, and 2 of each will be done online. So of course, people who are participating in, not everybody will be able to do everything at the same time, but sessions will be recorded and we will be sharing the recordings later. So there will be an opportunity to catch up on that. And we are also planning to stream one of the online, in every slot, one of them will be streamed. So people will be, I don't know, either able to sit somewhere and just watch on their devices, or participate on their devices, or I don't know, even do a double perhaps, although this probably is a little crazy to participate in the offline session and at the same time like eavesdrop on what Sandy is talking about. So
yeah, maybe it's better. Yeah, there, like I can like have a sneak peek and like run away to a different room, right?
We'll see how that goes. It's actually quite, and there are advantages to that, because that means that, of course, it's easier for the speaker, for Sandy, for example, or for one of our other amazing guests, to give this session. Otherwise, they might not have been able to come to Moscow for a few days to participate. It's a lot of logistics to think about. So I think that there are some advantages, and we all try to.
I'm just thinking now, like when you said, because I like when you said that it's going to be at the same place as last time. I remember the room. I realized that maybe like in some way it's actually even more convenient to, like, you'll see the speaker on the bigger screen. Not that like this tiny, nice human, but still tiny, figure somewhere. Yeah, it might be even like from this kind of experience as well. You can see them better, you can hear them better. And then, I mean, how much time do we usually spend talking to speakers at the conference? It's usually about the people like around you,
Well, usually they are very busy people. Usually they are important people. So I'm not sure if it is always possible to talk to everybody, right? So I think
so in a way, you're like not missing out. I mean, because if the speaker is online,
yeah,
and you're watching with other people, so I think it's about it's
we'll
about
see.
watching something with other people together. So it's an interesting experiment anyway.
Yes, definitely. So it will be cool.
Yeah, well, but I mean, good luck with it. I think it's like
thank you. We will need it, like with every fest, and that there's. I'm sure we're going to make some mistakes because it's unavoidable. We have not done it before, so we are trying to that's why there are quite a few people with different kinds of background. Trying to put all those things together to make sure that we get a very good event out of this, and then hope for the best always.
Fingers crossed. Right. So again, just wanted to check. So if somebody comes as an offline participant, they'll have some sessions online together, like in the room, and the like plenary sessions, offline workshops, some or talks. Some of these workshops will be streamed, right? Not all of them.
Yes,
but
not all of them at the same time. I don't think that I don't know this big, but there will be always one of those online will be streamed for people.
Yeah, there was something always.
We are recording everything anyway, so so there will be, and then offline sessions, of course, will be there. So people online. Then online sessions will be there, so people who want to participate. I would not miss Sandy Mural's presentation, so it is online, so I will be somewhere just listening to it because I'm really curious, and I want to see it live, although it will be recorded, of course, and available later. But I want to participate in this one for sure.
Of course. I see. So, I mean, a little bit like basically it's organizing two events at the same time, one online, one offline.
Yeah, but it's like with hybrid teaching. That's actually in many ways two lessons or two workshops or two I don't know, teacher training sessions. It's kind of.
I don't really know what hybrid teaching. I mean, I don't is. And I'm not sure I was. Sorry, it's not because it sounds like double, like a lot of work. Yeah, in a way. But
There is a way of working, but you have to kind of it's no. Again, speaking as a teacher here, the brain needs time to kind of take what you know and how you have been doing it and apply it to the new conditions and kind of like change bits and pieces. And then it's kind of like, interesting. So I can do this, for example. And this would work. Sometimes in the classroom, it's silly, like because my students are on my computer and it's like, okay, hold on, I'm going to move you. Now you're going to talk to, I mean, it's a joke, of course. You're going to talk to, I don't know, someone else. So here is your new partner, and so on. So it's interesting.
It is. So your talk, because you're also going to be a speaker.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, adds up to your workload, obviously, organizing and giving a talk. Like from my interview last year, I remember that you specialize in the very, very young learners. And I remember we had a very good laugh about you, like sharing some stories and stuff. So this time you were speaking about like, why do you learn English?
Yes.
Yeah, it's about like, kids and parents.
It will be mostly the focus group here are my primary school students. But I also did the research among my pre-primary, I mean, well, so far among their parents, and also I would like to ask my teenagers to ask just to see how students. Of course, it's not the same group in terms of research, but just to see how I will be the common denominator. How Anka students react to this question, but it's interesting, and I can't believe that I have never asked my students, those primary school students. It's kind of assumed that they come here because parents tell them to. They don't really. Well, although I guess if they really wanted, they would be able to show their lack of interest, and eventually some students do drop out if they're not really interested, if they don't like something, etc., etc. So it does happen. But I actually realized that I've never asked them. So they come here, they've been coming here for quite some time now, but I've never really asked them, and I'm almost like ashamed, like this is just taking people for granted, essentially. I mean, they are here, and of course, over those 6 years, the fact that they come back, it must mean something, that they like something here, they're making progress, etc., etc., and parents are happy, and so on. But I actually have never asked them, which is.
Aren't you worried you might ask this question and then they'll start thinking and then they'll never come back?
No, but I think that this is good. They should be thinking. So apart, for example, of it, the way I did it, I had a survey or questionnaire for parents and for the kids as well. And I think, and for example, there were activities that, which activities you like more than the others, etc., etc. And they were supposed to think about. So I think it's good. They are developing, as humans, learning humans, and they have a chance to think about it and kind of answer themselves. What is it that I like about it? Which is.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but in a way.
No, I hope they don't answer.
I mean, wait. If they drop out, it's also a good thing, because if they know, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's I mean, and it's also, I mean, we've been discussing it. We're still discussing it on Instagram again about like a situation when somebody's story, like just a colleague contacted me, and she has this student. He's 15, and I think he likes maths and other subjects at school, and he does attend classes, but he shows like zero enthusiasm, but he's not like actively against it. And the reason why he's there is just because his father believes that English is important. you know, and so that's why I think that's a very, very typical situation. So in the ideal world, let's say, if, for example, you ask your students, and maybe this like somebody like this is in your group, and he says, like, I don't really want to be, I mean, I like you, Anka, as a teacher. I mean, it's quite kind of fun here, but basically I just like, and I like my parents, so if they tell me to come here, I come. And yeah, but it's their idea. I don't really want to learn English. I don't care about it, and I don't know. I better be doing something else. So in like hypothetical situation, so you don't have your management, so it's like kind of you don't. I mean, and you can do anything. So what would be your, I don't know, the best case scenario for this situation?
Try to show him that it can be fun and it's interesting, and that he might enjoy the process learning, because I don't know what would be, I don't know, Scottish folk dancing, you know. Until you try, I don't think I would ever need it in my life. I can't imagine.
Kaylee is amazing.
but I think you should try, yes. But then I think in the end, like if you're opening the door, then one of the options at the end of this corridor, if building construction metaphors, I think that you had to take into account that in the end, even after that you tried and, you know, like you showed all the options and the fact that the process can be enjoyable and there is progress, etc., etc., that one of the options at the end of this road is still that the students might decide that, okay, thank you for trying. And I think it's, as a teacher,
yeah.
I think.
And what would you say to a parent in this case? Like,
probably the same.
Probably the same.
Because like definitely the same if the students were younger, like if it's preschoolers, for example, if they are kind of not, well, we can put it under the not ready, but not ready, will not want to, you know, then it's better to put it on hold, because otherwise, like what good can come out of it? And with teenagers, I guess the same. Although parents might see it differently, because parents might already have this idea of the future education abroad or not abroad. But then it's something that they should, if he really doesn't want to learn, like there are so many ways of, you know, like not learning and not objecting in, well, different ways to the process. I think yes. I've been in some situations in which, for example, some, I don't know, third party, not me, not the parents, not the child, but third party would say, or the fourth party, then in this case, they would say, oh, but these parents are, you know, so difficult, and oh, there is so much of, and all those stories. And then when I went to talk to the parents, they were just normal, worried parents who want the best for their children and what they really needed. And this is like, you know, 90% of those cases. They just needed someone to talk to, someone who would listen.
So during your talk, you'll be sharing this results of your discussion, some survey that you did with your parents and kids learning English. And it's really exciting. So I hope as the interviewer, I'll get some recordings to have a look, because unfortunately on that day, I'm not sure I'll be watching the conference, but my amazing colleague will be doing some reports. But that's actually something really, really interesting to see, how they see the process of learning, of education, of why the center and the reasons for learning English. It might be, are you going actually to share, I mean, maybe not exactly your kid said this, but in some kind of like
yes, some of it, yes,
with parents.
Yes, I would. Yes, because when I shared the survey with the parents, I said, okay, I told them what the reason for that is, and of course there was the opportunity not to take part, and also for the kids as well. So all is done in the right way. But I also told them that like conference and the presentation or an article or whatever else is going to come out of it is one thing. The other thing is for me to kind of find out what they like, because in a way, especially with younger kids, you know, like maybe this is how I did not, how I did not ask this question for such a long time, because you kind of see how it happens, you see how they react, and it's kind of obvious. whether they like it or not. But it's interesting to kind of go deeper and to find out, for example, what they really think, and what the parents think of that as well. And I said, like, I want to find out because it's going to help me like put better lessons together. And of course, I'm going to share with you. And there were some lovely things that came out because, for example, for the kids, they are movers kids. So they kind of, they communicate well, but it's a survey. So I don't know. I wrote all the questions in English and in Russian. And I said, okay, this is not a test. So if you don't want to answer a question, you don't answer the question. And you can answer in English or in Russian because, well, and you know what? I was just so curious to see what's going to happen. And most of them did answer in Russian because they are better at writing in Russian, obviously. But some of them attempted English. And I thought, or, it was partially English or it was English. And I was like, okay, there we go. We have a writer who can communicate in English.
Brilliant.
So things like that, and like also, yeah, of course you are not going to be able to get all the information from the children, so that's why I wanted to involve the parents, because of course there is a lot more that's happening at home, and it's also good to know, not to spy on people, but to kind of have a nice background of the group or the groups. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right, I see. Thank you so much. I think I mean, we talked last year in the interview. We did it live this year.
Yeah.
Here we can talk.
Yes.
But yeah, let's stop for now. Final question for everybody watching it, like before the conference. Any final words you'd like to say to Callisto?
No, just come. It's gonna be great. It's we are excited about it. So I hope you are there with us, and you're gonna have fun. There are some exciting sessions to take place.
Offline,
some amazing speakers. Yes, both online and offline. So yes, really looking forward to it.
Me too. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
So we'll say goodbye to everybody watching this.
Goodbye.
At some point. Goodbye.
Goodbye.